Danica. Hey, that's all anybody wants to talk about up here. Juan Pablo Montoya is on the pole for Sunday's Linux 301, next to Casey Kane, Ford Star right now. But Danica, running in Saturday's nationwide race, first appearance in NASCAR in 4 months, and she won't recognize the sport. These guys are wild and crazy. A lot has changed in 4 months. She was had a little trouble in the corners, but she picked up 24th fastest, qualifies at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Hopefully the rain holds off and they can get that race in. We can see just what she's got. She's got 8 more races, nationwide races after that. Tony Eury Jr. got his work cut out. This is a tough track even for guys that know how to run this racetrack. She's picking it up. Got a good car. Hendrick stuff is always good. We'll have to see what she can do in that. Bobby Labonte, driving for Robbie Gordon, hit the wall coming off 4. Had to go to a backup. He'll start last. Robbie's down in Argentina trying to line up some stuff for the Dakar Rally next January. And put Bobby in the car here. Bobby will be in James Finch's car at Daytona next week. See how that works out. The Fords generally, except for Casey and Paul Menard, and you got to love Slugger Lobby. Tell you, the guy's making a big difference over there with Paul Menard. Except for those two guys, Fords were pretty much blah. Jack Roush, the car owner for Team Ford, says he's going to a 3rd computer simulation program because he doesn't like the ones he's got right now. And I did some searching on computer simulation programs for racing, and they are expensive. They are very expensive. We're talking like millions of dollars for these things. And depends on who you get them from. I think Childress changed his operation up. Richard Childress, I think, has a new one. Pratt and Miller out of Detroit has been doing a lot of the Chevrolet stuff. They're doing some stuff for Rick Hendrick. I think Richard's gone to another line of attack. We'll see how that works out. I think it's working out pretty well from what we can see. But those computer simulation programs are way too expensive. Small guys like Robbie Gordon, the Wood Brothers, they can't afford those things. So we talked to Robin Pemberton, John Darby, Steve O'Donnell, the NASCAR people, about computer simulation programs and testing. Does NASCAR need to open up testing again? I think this was a false economy. No testing. Hey, looked like it was going to save some money when they started it 2 years ago. Right now, these teams have spent millions of dollars on computer simulation programs. I think it's backfired. I think we need to go back to testing. That's what Jack Roush says. That's what Jeff Gordon says. That's what Richard Childress says. We'll see how NASCAR deals with that. Britton Smith, playing around with Kentucky Motor Speedway. What is he going to do there? Where's he going to get that date? He isn't ruling out a cup date at Kentucky in 2011, but he doesn't seem to be too positive about it. I think there's some behind-the-scenes stuff going on. Remember Lisa France Kennedy, who runs the ISC for the France family, needs a second date herself for that second cup race at Kansas in 2011. I'm thinking that Bruton and Lisa have been working behind the scenes trying to figure out what to do. In 2007, they tried to buy Dover. Henry Tippie, the majority stockholder in Dover Motor Speedway, owns about 55% of the shares. Big cattle rancher down in Texas. They tried to buy it from him. He wouldn't sell, but they came close. I wonder if they're trying that again. Or maybe Indianapolis. I don't know. Is Indianapolis for sale? How much would it cost? We asked Bruton. He had about 20 minutes to talk with us today, and I'm still not sure quite what he said. But if Mary Holman George wants to call, he'll be right there knocking on her door. He says, we don't like to let opportunities miss out. When the opportunity comes knocking, we're going to answer the door. Juan Pablo on the pole. He needs to make the chase. Can he make the chase? He's pretty far down. Needs about 200 points. Got 10 races to do it. He says he can't afford any DNFs. So don't look for him to play rough. But these guys are playing rough. We talked to Martin Truex. He owes one. To Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon knows it. We talked to Jeff. Jeff seemed a little bit shaken. There are a lot of guys he owes. There are a lot of guys that owe him one. After Sonoma, I don't know what got into him out there. He says that's the way you got to play the game these days. It's just aggressive driving. He doesn't like it, but that's the way you got to play it. Mark Martin, some of those guys say, hey, it's all about respect, it's all about patience, and they're a little tired of guys running them into the grass. Martin Truex says, no more Mr. Nice Guy for him. Jeff Gordon sent him an email, made a phone call, left a voicemail. Truex said, I accept his apology, but I'm going to race him different from now on. It's not going to be the same deal. But Danica, what can Danica do? Can she make an impression up here? It's been 4 months now. The world has changed a lot. The NASCAR world has changed a lot. I don't think she's quite prepared for what she's going to see Sunday if she sticks around and watches and sees what goes on. She might not be prepared for Saturday. It's not all about speed. There are about 10 Cup drivers in the Saturday field, and they're just as wild and crazy on Saturday as they are on Sunday. The rumor here is that Kentucky will get this weekend next year. Next summer, instead of being in Loudon, we'll be in Cincinnati, wherever Cincinnati is. I haven't been to Cincinnati in a while. And what does that mean for Loudon? One IndyCar race? One NASCAR race? Maybe. I don't think NASCAR is going to give up the Boston market, though. This is the Boston market, one of the biggest markets, most important markets in NASCAR. The closest NASCAR race to this area, Pocono, 300 miles to the south. I think NASCAR is going to make him stick here. We'll see. Friday, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Mike Mullen for MikeMullen.net.